So in the next section, we are going to move on to exactly how we can raise our own specific exceptions. So I want you to head to chapter 11 and create a new file. And I want you to call it raising underscore exceptions.py. Now inside this file, let's just assume we were building an application and we want to collect the age of users, and we want to make sure that users who are signing up on our platform are at least of the age of 16. Now, if you are not at the age of 16, we want to generate or raise an exception, letting the user know that you cannot use this program because you are below the age of 16. We can actually do that. So we're just going to create a variable called age. I'm going to equate this to the int, and this is going to be wrapped. The input keyword is going to be wrapped inside the int. Sorry, the input function is going to be wrapped inside the int function because we want to collect an integer. I'm just going to say enter your age, and I'll put a colon here. So what do we then want to do? We want to check if the person's age is less than 16, then we're going to raise our own custom error. So how exactly do we do it? We're just going to say if age is less than 16. Now, this is where we actually write the code which will raise or create a new exception. Now, how do we do that? There is a special keyword in Python called raise, and it is used to raise a new, for example, when you want to create a new custom exception or you want to invoke or trigger an exception, we can use the raise keyword. So we say raise space value error. Now, I'm going to explain what this is, but you just follow with me. So we're going to say raise value error, and we can pass in whatever text we want. We can say you must be at least 16 to use this program. Then else, I'm just going to write an else here, and I'm just going to print out something generic like your age is valid. Let's just say something like that. Now let me explain what is happening here. So we're first of all checking if the person's age is less than 16, then I want to raise a new value error exception. Now this value error is actually an inbuilt exception that comes with Python, and we can actually just call it anytime we want. We can invoke it anytime we want. If I head to the list of exceptions which I spoke about earlier, here it is called value error, and it says it is raised when there is a wrong value in a specified data type. So we could just decide to raise a value error saying you must be at least 16, you must be at least 16 to use this program. So this is why I actually encouraged you in the previous section to check out this list. So this error is just raised when there is a wrong value in a specified data type. Here, the wrong value is the age that has been entered because the age is not up to the required age, which is 16. So we're trying to raise a value error. Now, there's something I want you to notice. Here, the exception that we are throwing is called value error, and the message that is assigned to that error is what we have actually passed into this program. Now, remember that in the last, in two sections before, when I ran this program, we got an error being printed to the terminal. So we see the exception and we see the error also being printed out, the error message. Now, that error message is actually coming from here. So when we run our own program and we enter an age which is less than 16, we should see this error being printed. So what I will just do is I will clear my screen right now and I will run this program. So for the age, let me just enter 12, for example. Now, once I enter 12, notice what we get. It says value error. You must be at least 16 to use this program. So we can see now that our program is capable of throwing its own exceptions. So it says value error here, which is the exception which we had decided to throw by ourselves. And it said the message is you must be at least 16 to use this program. And that is the exact message which is here. And if I hover over this, you can see it says class value error, and it accepts some arguments. So the argument that we can pass in is the message or the text that we would like to be displayed when this error is thrown. Now, because we are capable of raising exceptions or throwing them, what we can now do is we can now make use of try and except blocks inside where we are throwing this value error. So what I can just simply do is I can write a try block here. and indent all of this. Now, what I can then do is write an except block, and I can say except value error. And what do I want to do? I'm just going to except value error. I'm just going to print out. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we'll say except value error as E so that we can grab that message which is being printed out. So except value error as E, we're just going to print E out. Or instead, let's print a formatted string. So I'm going to print out error occurred, and inside there, I'm going to pass in E. So let's clear this program or clear the terminal and see what happens. So once I run this, it's asking me for my age. I'm just going to enter 12. Now, instead of the program crashing like the way it did last time, the moment I press enter, you see what happens. It just prints out error occurred. You must be at least 16 to use this program. So what that tells us is that we can explicitly generate or throw a new error by ourselves, and we can catch that error in an except block. So you could also add a finally block here, but I don't think there's any need. I'm sure you already understand how the finally block works now. So what that means is that we can just throw an error and we can catch that error and display what message has been, you know, passed into that error. So this essentially helps us to make sure that our program doesn't just crash anytime there's an error that occurs. It means that we can actually handle errors that may be generated. Now, the next thing that we're actually going to talk about is how to handle multiple exceptions. So sometimes multiple exceptions might be generated, or sometimes we might want to check for multiple exceptions that might occur inside a try and except block. What that means is that if this line doesn't crash, let's just imagine I have 10 lines inside the try block. The first few lines might not necessarily give an error, but the next few lines after the three lines might generate multiple errors. So what we can do is we can actually make use of we can actually handle multiple exceptions in Python. So that way, we're able to catch multiple exceptions if we're able to check for multiple exceptions that could possibly happen during the course of execution of the program. So it's a very beautiful way where we can execute programs and ensure that the entire system doesn't just crash, even though an error occurs. So if the error occurs, we can handle this. If the exception occurs, we can handle this gracefully, like how we did here right here. So we're going to look at that in the next section.